Hello Bitzbox, this is Craig from Bitzbox.co.uk here with another conversion video. So in this one I'm taking the Lord Imperatant out of the Dominion box and I'm going to turn him into a Space Marine Primaris Captain. So yeah, I had a second Dominion box that I'm going to use for conversions and other bits and pieces. And this is one that I thought would be quite simple to do, quite easy, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy. So let's just go straight to the desk. Okay, so here I have the Sprue for the Lord Imperatant. So sometimes with these I normally have a little bit made up and then I sort of convert from there, but here I'm probably going to make some changes before I start putting them together. There's a few little bits that I'd like to change. Let's start getting some stuff off the Sprue. So because I want to turn him into a Space Marine, getting rid of some obvious sort of Stormcast stuff is the first step. So get rid of this little parchment thing there. If it leaves a gap, then it'll be a very good place for a purity seal. Something's going to have to cover this up because it's going to look a bit messy where the rope meets there. I'll get a bit of a file on that and try and file that down flat. I'm not too fussed about this rope. But yeah, it'd be a good place for a purity seal or two. I have no idea at this stage whether I've got some spare. Very unlikely that I haven't. Yeah, I haven't really looked entirely into what I'm going to be giving this guy. I'm winging it at the moment, but of course, with the power of video editing, it won't seem that way for you guys. So I've got this piece as well. So I love the sort of Griff Charger head, so I'm thinking this guy could be a really cool sort of Howland Griffin character. Space Marines like to wear the dead animals of what chapter they represent. So, yeah, that would work quite well as a Howland Griffin character. I'm not really too fussed either way. I probably won't get round to painting him up, as with many of these conversions. But yeah, we're going to take this piece off here. Does a good work as an Iron Halo as well, but it just seems a bit too Stormcasty. I do want to keep that because I have some ideas for a future conversion that I might include that in. Let's get rid of some of these other spiky bits on there, so if I just take out a shot, I'll try and keep it. So be very careful. He says as he clips something. No, I think that's okay. Clean that up off. There we go. And I think this bit here, I'm not going to cut it off, but I'm going to file it down. This would be a good place for a tilt shield. A lot of Space Marine heroes, especially Primaris ones, love their tilt shields. Again, I have no idea if I've got any. Worst comes to worst, is something I can just 3D print. Easy enough just to stick a little shield image into a 3D builder and just print off that shape. I probably have got some. Oh, there it goes. So that's nice and flush now. Shield can just sit over that quite nicely, hopefully. So I think the main sort of bits of him can now be put together. I won't do the arms. I will leave the arms. They probably do need to be attached before. And I'll tell you what, I will stick the arms on, but don't be surprised if I end up hacking them to bits after. But I think they need to go in, so I might end up keeping just the top sections of them. But the lower sections I'm almost certainly going to be chopping off and probably replacing them with Space Marine arms. Hopefully if they look alright, if not it'll just be a case of giving them weapons, but should be okay. So what I'm going to do, off camera, I'll get everything built up and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so this is essentially what you have with no head. So yeah, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with the head. Now of course, you can't really put a Space Marine power pack on here because of all this got on back, so that's something you have to bear in mind. It's harder to sell the Space Marine look without one, so I'll try my best, but it's literally going to be a case of replacing the hands to have some different weapons, giving them a new head, and then a few other little Space Marine bits and pieces, and we'll see if that can sell the effect. Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so I've been rummaging around Space Marine spare bits and some, I've got couple of intercessor and assault intercessor frames, so I've come up with some of these pieces here. So I'm going for the traditional Primaris Captain loadout, so bolt rifle and power sword. I quite like this bolt rifle in this position, so we could have it here. That does make the power sword a bit trickier though. You very rarely get any right-handed ones, not that I can see, certainly not any I've got. So it'll be a case of just sticking a blade on here. I'm thinking of cutting this down so we've got a handle, and then we can put the sword blade on top. Got a little tilt shield. I've got a helmet which I think will go on here, and then I'll look for a suitable head for him once everything else is on. So let's start just by chopping off these arms. So what I'm going to do is cut here, and then hopefully by cutting roughly about here, and that'll be filed down a little bit, but that should give us, I think I'll file that arm down, or chop it down a little bit more. We probably want it right at the elbow, and I can get a better angle on that as well. So try and visualize it. It's going to be more of a steeper cut, sort of that way. And this is where it could go horribly wrong. No, that's fine. We've still got some of the elbow there. Yeah, so holding up like that, I quite like that. Maybe out a little bit more. Yeah, I think that works okay. We have this little bit here, which will look a bit silly, so maybe just, can I chop around it a little bit? What I really want is it just to be sort of flat, more sort of plain, so just filing off these little rivety bits. It looks a little bit of a mess, but you could put a little bit of green stuff over that, smooth it out. That'd be fine, but I really like that. So, and the Primaris intercessor arms don't seem to be much larger than the ones he's already got. Now, I'm not a massive fan of what we've got going on here, but I could live with it. But I think maybe I'll just use my knife to shave that down. I won't show you all that on camera, because it'll take a little bit of work. But yeah, shave it down a bit, then give it a file, and we'll make that nice and flat. I'm going to have to do that before I put the sword blade on, I think, otherwise I'll be knocking it off. So let's just chop this here. Chop the blade off. We sort of coming at an angle first, like so, and I can just file that down a little bit. A bit of a knife on there. So should go on like that. I think I don't know. That'll stick on a lot better with that little square piece there. But will it look the part, or should it go right down? I think it's gonna have to go. Careful not to take a finger. There we go. He's wobbling about a bit. He's only push fit, so I haven't glued him at this stage. And we'll get that nice and flat. Like so. I wouldn't actually mind a larger sword, but my options are a bit limited. I haven't got much in terms of spare power swords going on. Not that very suitable for Space Marines, but no, that's fine. So yeah, I'm gonna just sort that out, get this glued on, and we'll move on to the next couple of bits. Okay, so here's how he's looking. I know it's a little rough around the top here. There's a bit of a cap forming there. That really didn't go together too well. I'll probably super glue that. If I was to paint him, I'd probably do a little bit of green stuff just to cover them little bits up. But let's get some other bits and pieces on him. We'll start with the tilt shield. Need to just tidy it up just a little bit. Just fire in there, and it does have a little thing on the back. So this was from the Intercessors, I think. Just fire that bit down there. That's going to sit nicely on there. So I'm hoping these little bits and pieces will help sell the illusion that he is a space marine. Stick a purity seal. Can't have a captain without a purity seal, and that just covers up that little bit we took off earlier. And then, yeah, I don't really like this bit too much. I mean, if you were going to make a space marine out of this, you could maybe chop it all down, file it off, and just have it as robes. I cannot be bothered to do that, but what I can do is put this helmet on there. So that means I can't use a helmeted head for this guy, but that's fine, because my options for helmets are quite limited. And then, yeah, that can go on there. I'm not a great fan of how that sticks out. Or I could put some grenades on there. I want to put something on there just to cover that up a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure of that. That sort of sticks out quite far, doesn't it? Okay, we'll scrap that. I did have some grenades loitering about. If not, I've got plenty I can dig in and get. So yeah, I'm going to quickly do that before this glue dries. Okay, so yeah, I put some grenades on there. They don't look as out of place. I may add some more purity seals or something on there as well. I think I'll do that as well. So yeah, I need to pick a head for him. So what Sprue's down here? There's quite a few bare head options with the Assault Intercessors. Quite a lot actually. I'll bring some frames in. Got a few there. And a few here. Focus. I quite like the yellow one. Be like leading charge. Quite like that. There's this one actually, another one yellow. I actually like that better. I think that might work quite well. After all, he's a Howland Griffin. That means much in terms of what he's going to look like, but we'll see how that fits. It should just fit on there quite nicely. And of course, he's got to be facing the same way he's pointing his sword, otherwise he would look a bit odd, at least in my opinion. Top tip if you are converting miniatures, always put the head on last. Unless you've already decided on the pose and everything, of course, but I always like to have them looking where they're pointing a sword or a weapon or something like that. Now, in the real sort of ideal world, I would have that foot forward. It's a bit strange how they've got him like that. Really, they should have his right foot forward if he's got that arm sort of pointed out. Obviously, you don't have to have that pose, but that's me being a bit pedantic. But that's what I would prefer. Anyway, I'm rambling. Here's how he's looking. Anyway, he's almost done. Yeah, I think a couple of purity seal or something there would work quite nicely. And I think that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. I think the sword looks alright. So yeah, let's just get a purity seal added on. And here is the final miniature. I know it's got a little hole in the base, but never mind, you can just cover that with anything. But yeah, I'm quite happy how he turned out. Pretty simple conversion in the end, really. Not a lot to it. Now, if you want to be really pedantic, I know that's not the right ammo. For the gun, it would have the you have the stalker ammo. Never mind. Who cares, right? I'd love to have got the scope on the bolt rifle as well, but just no space for it to go there. But no, I think he's quite cool. just a little use for this miniature. As I said in the intro, I have a spare Dominion box that I'm going to be using some miniatures from, but there's a few spare that I want to use for conversions and stuff, and this won't be the only Dominion conversion video you'll see on the channel. I actually have one for the Cruel Boys that I'm planning on doing, so that'll probably be the next conversion video. But yeah, nice, quick, simple, straightforward one. Yeah, I think he works quite well as a Primaris Captain. He's certainly the right size. So yeah, not really much else to say on him. I'm quite happy how he turned out. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I do take requests for conversion videos. I think I've got a few that I need to get around to doing at some point. I'm always happy to hear what you guys think in the comments and what you'd like to see on the channel. I do read everyone, and I do try to reply to as many as possible. If you did enjoy the video as well, then feel free to give it a like, and if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. I try and put out videos as frequently as I can, and I do like doing these conversion ones, so there'll be many more of them coming in the near future. And as I said, there'll be more Dominion ones as well, so yeah, be sure to look out for them. All that's left to say is thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. You can also click that bell icon to be notified when a new video has gone live on this channel. On the screen now are 2 more videos that you may wish to check out, and a link to our Patreon page also. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.